Hey everybody, Dirili here. Thank you for joining me for another Let's Play of the visual novel slash dating sim Dandelion, which is brought to you by Chariots. And we are pursuing Jieun, the boy who was a little white baby rabbit, and now is a young man who speaks very softly and very rarely. So let's get on with it. We have our full relationship points with him, and I believe our stats are all good with him. Yep, so we just gotta press on and wait for events. And keep working up our stats to make sure they stay good enough for him. Let's talk to him. Hello? Hmm? My eyelashes are heavy. The reason why my eyes look tired is because of my eyelashes. What, because they're so heavy that they weigh your eyes down? Or is it because they're so thick that they make your eyes look like they're more closed? I'm not sure which way he meant. Oh yes, and before I go any farther, I also wanted to mention that I hear Jieun has no bad ending. And I could have sworn that he did have one that was really hard to find. But when I look back over everything that I've read, I can't find anything about it, so we probably won't have a bad ending for him. And now it's date time, and since I haven't played in a couple days, I can't remember what dates we have taken him on. I know we've taken him to the university and the park. Go out with Jieun to oh, I took him to the bookstore because I remember I thought he was too young to read something, but he's older than he looks. Alright, so we're taken to the restaurant. Yeah. The street is crowded. I can hear too much noise. ... Let's eat pizza. Yes, pizza seems like something he'd like. Please break me off a piece of bread. You can't do that yourself? I'm full. Today wasn't so bad. Please open the door for me. Yes, Your Highness. Will you ever open the door for me? I woke up in the middle of the night to a strange sound. What's this noise? I carefully got out of bed and went to the living room. Everyone was sleeping in their animal forms. There's Jisoo, Jieun, Jihye, Jiwoo in the corner. I could see everyone but Jieun. And then I heard it again. It's from the kitchen. The sound! It must be... The noise continues. Is he eating apples again? As soon as I walked into the kitchen, I could see a pair of red eyes gleaming in the dark. Jieun? I tried to calm my pounding heart. That scared me. Jieun had something in his mouth. Are you eating apples? Crunch, crunch. Just as I'd expected, it's the sound from someone munching on an apple. That's what she suspected? But it sounds so scary to just hear the noise in a dark kitchen. The apples. I could see apple cores rolling around the kitchen floor. Oh man, he's gonna send himself into a diabetic coma just from eating too many apples. I've never seen an animal eat apples like this. Does he not eat the rind? Were you hungry? Why didn't you wake me or Jihye up? I never expected that Jieun would come to the kitchen at night to find something to eat, since Jihye was always there to take care of him. No, Eddie is. Eddie? Right, Jieun calls Jihye Eddie. Busy. He's probably tired. Busy? Oh, you mean his part-time job? I remember having heard recently that Jihye started modeling part-time. He was so busy that he didn't even come home today. Then you should have woken me up. I would have warmed you up some leftover food. ... I think he's happier eating the apples, actually. Jieun never had to ask me for anything since he had Jihye, although he probably would have been happier to have her peel the apples for him. But as his owner, I can give him food and snacks at least. There is almost nothing left for me to do for Jieun since Jihye is always by his side. When Jihye's not around, ask me from now on. You are busy every day too. That's true, but... Jihye has recently become busy, but I have always been busy. Maintaining my grades, preparing for a job hunt, and many more. And I'm almost never home in the mornings and afternoons. But I should take care of my pets as the owner. Well, they're not really your pets anymore. They're grown men with animal ears. Owner? Jieun looked at me as if he didn't understand. You are my owner? Don't give him weird ideas, woman. His face is always so expressionless that I can never fully understand what he is thinking. But I buy him food, his clothes, and provide him a shelter, and they were my pets in the beginning, so can't I call myself his owner? You don't buy him his clothes, he came over here with that. But they're humans now. Is it weird for me to say that I'm their owner? Yes, extremely. This is confusing. But no matter what their appearances are, I have a sense of responsibility to take care of them. That's why I buy your favorite apples. Apples. Owner. Jieun tilted his head. Does it feel weird that I'm your owner? You're not his owner. I don't know. He stared into space, looking slightly confounded. Yeah, I guess you actually don't need an owner to take care of you. Jihei already takes good care of him anyway. Jihei actually earns money and has more time to spend with Jieun than I do. And he's the only person who can communicate with Jieun. It's probably better I let Jihei take care of everything that's related to Jieun. The only thing I can do for him is to simply give him meals and a place to sleep. The person that Jieun truly trusts is not me, but Jihei. Thinking of such a thing made me feel like there is a distance between Jieun and me. You're more comfortable around Jihei than me, right? You are really close with him. Eddie is... Jieun looked down to the floor. Eddie is comfortable and uncomfortable. Comfortable and uncomfortable? Why? Eddie is too nice. Jihei is nice. Jihei is certainly nice to Jieun. He's more polite than nice towards me. Jihei calls me my lady and never does anything that would trouble me. How he acts makes me feel that there is a wall between us. But Jihei and Jieun are different. There is something between just the two of them. The two of them have their own world that I can't intervene. So I feel that no one can come between them. I think Jihei is only nice to you. Are you a special person to him? Jieun nodded. I see. But I don't like it. Don't like what? The way that he's only nice to me. I don't like it. Don't like the fact that Jihei is nice? He's always just standing next to Jihei without saying anything, so I never knew that was how Jieun was thinking. Eddie should be nice to others, too. Otherwise, Eddie will continue to be lonely. Jieun said it with a lonely face. I see. Although I didn't quite understand what Jieun meant, I felt that he may be more mature than I thought. But Jihei seemed to not want people other than Jieun to approach him. For Eddie, Huh? I have to let Eddie go. Jieun looked at me and spoke. Let him go? Will I be able to let him go? Jieun had no expression on his face, but I felt a sense of loneliness. Let him go? Honestly, I don't understand what Jieun is talking about. Does it mean that he needs to keep a distance from Jihei? But one thing for sure is that Jieun cares about Jihei very much. Jieun, how long have you been with Jihei? Jieun closed his mouth. Did I ask an awkward question? I was about to say never mind when Jieun opened his mouth again. Since I was born. Since he was born? Then, are you a family? Jieun shook his head. Yeah, that can't be. They both are certainly beautiful, but they look nothing alike. Can they be childhood friends since birth? But they certainly don't treat each other like friends. Jihei calls Jieun young master and treats him like his superior. Oh, by the way, why do you call Jihei Eddie? Is there any reason? Eddie is Eddie. Is Eddie Jihei's real name? Jieun became silent again. Eddie. Somehow it seems a nickname rather than a name. Eddie. What a cute name. If I call Jihei by that name, will he be angry? I think he was already kind of angry before when you called him that. I am the only one who can call him Eddie. Oh, Jieun's not happy about that. Jieun answered sharply. I guess I shouldn't have called Jihei Eddie so easily. It might be their special nicknames for each other. Sorry if I hurt your feelings. I felt a wall between us. It was as if I could never butt into their relationship.
You shouldn't call me Eddie. Call me Jihei.
Jihei had specifically said to call him Jihei. Why was Jieun sticking to Eddie? Did the name have a special meaning? But I may soon be unable to call him Eddie. Huh? Not be able to call him Eddie? If I am to let Eddie go, I can't call him Eddie. What does he mean? I still have no idea what Jieun is talking about, but calling Jihei Eddie seemed to have a special meaning for Jieun. Jieun's face saddened. Somehow he looked a bit lonely that I automatically wanted to give him a hug. But it was something Jihei and Jieun had to solve themselves. I didn't dare intervene. But what history do you two have together? Why does Jieun look so lonely? More and more unasked questions piled up. And now we can start getting some more points with him again. And there he is. Ah, I can ask him something else. What are you thinking? Apples. Of course. That's all he ever thinks about. Eddie and apples. That's all that's ever on his mind. What are you making? Make me an apple salad. Shh, don't tell Eddie. Oh, man. I encountered him again, and let's try giving him a ribbon. See if I gave it to him before or not. Oh, he likes it. I can feel your warm heart from this gift. I'll treasure it. Oh, the clothes? These clothes smell pleasant. I can smell with my eyes closed. Yeah, so can everyone else. As far as I know. Let's take Jieun on a date to the cafe. Yes. How's school? You're always busy. Cake? Let's get a piece of cheesecake that seems more his style than tiramisu. Okay. Cheese. I like it. Good, thought you might. I ate too much. It was fun. Thank you for taking me. I can't... Oh, what did I give him? Can't remember if I gave him a shell before. Let's see what he says. Well, he kinda likes it. I like it. Thank you. Oh, the clothes? Eddie sometimes puts my clothes in there, and when the clothes come out, they smell nice. We haven't stared at him in a while. Let's see what he says to that. Oh, liked it a little bit. Why? Huh? I don't like putting stuff on my face. What? I don't think Eddie understands that. Why does Eddie put stuff on your face? What does he put on his face? And now I met him in the bathroom. Let's talk. I'm going to bed. Huh? The bubbles on your face. They look like clouds. Why do I have bubbles on my face? The shapes look funny. What, was it very bubbly soap or something? Sometimes this game really confuses me. Here. Jieun gave you half-eaten broccoli from Jieun. Jieun, that is not a present. That's more like Jihei gave you broccoli and you didn't want to eat it because you hate it so much, so you're pawing it off on me now? It's okay. I have apples. Yeah, I know. You like apples. But you're supposed to eat your broccoli. It's good for you. Yes. Let's take him on a date. There are always too many people here. I'll wait here. Movie. It was good, right? I don't know. Humans here. They love in an interesting way. Let's look around. I think he might like girls' romance, actually. I think I remember that being something he likes. It was good. Thank you for taking me with you. Door. Man, are you ever going to open the door for me? It is not proper. You encountered Jieun. What are you thinking, dear? What are you making? The broccoli soup that Eddie made before. I don't, don't ever want to eat it again. Why doesn't GA just feed him healthy stuff that he would actually like? Stop trying to feed him broccoli. There's got to be other stuff he would like besides broccoli. Let's give him a present. That romance I think he likes. Oh, he did. Oh, I'm not as young as you think. Oh, the clothes. Oh, this is the same thing he said earlier. It was already Saturday. Time flew after school had started. The cats and the rabbits seemed to be enjoying the same life, though. My lady. He changed his outfit. Where was he going? Yes, are you going somewhere? It was unlike Jihei to hesitate.
Don't give him too many apples.
Apples? To Jieun? Jihei nodded. I haven't given too much. I just gave him whenever he asked for it, which is probably too much, because he always wants apples. Was that too many? Probably.
If he eats too much sugar, he could become aggressive.
Aggressive? Jieun aggressive? No way. How can Jieun become aggressive? In fact, I would feed him more apples if it would make him a bit aggressive.
I'd like to see that.
I've never seen Jieun being loud and noisy before.
Because of the apples that you gave him yesterday, he moved 3 times more than he usually does.
Which is, like, not noticeable to anybody else, apparently. 3 times? Does that make any difference?
Anyway, no more than 2 apples in a day, Jihei said flatly, avoiding my question. Please, my lady.
Okay. By the way, where are you going?
I have work.
Even during the weekends?
Yes, I think I'll be even busier from now on.
Aren't you working too much? I don't understand why Jihei is working so hard. Is working so important to him that he's leaving Jieun in the house even during the weekends?
We can't burden you forever.
Burden? I hadn't expected that word. So he was thinking about leaving. I guess we all can't continue to live here forever. I suddenly felt a little lonely. Okay, but don't work too hard. Jieun misses you when you're not home. Jieun would run to Jihei whenever he came home for work. And he wouldn't leave Jihei's side. Jieun seems very lonely when Jihei's not around.
I see.
Jihei lowered his head. Is he worried? Is your work going well? Isn't it difficult?
At first, I didn't know why I'm doing something like this, but I've gotten used to it. It's fine.
Doesn't know? You don't have models in your world?
We do. It's not for anyone like me.
Anyone like you? Surely Jihei was casted because of his good looks.
My lady.
Yes?
I'd like to ask you to take good care of the young master.
I smiled as Jihei sounded like Jieun's parents. I'm never going to be as good as you, though. It's like Jieun needs you. Was I taking good care of Jieun?
Do you really think so?
Huh?
Do you really think I always have to be with young master?
Jihei's concerned face reminded me of Jieun.
For Eddie,
When Jieun was saying those words, he looked both lonely and mature. He was saying that he should let Jihei go.
Young master, is he all right when I'm not there? And only with you?
I don't think Jihei ever talked this much before. He's asking me so many questions. This is unusual. Jihei is worried about Jieun.
Is he having a hard time? Or lonely?
Jihei. I felt touched by Jihei's concern. I can't be certain that Jieun isn't being lonely or having a hard time. But I don't think Jihei has to worry. Jieun is okay, I think.
I see. These days, young master often talks about you.
Me? About me? Really? Jihei nodded his head slightly.
He said you've gotten even less. He said you've got even less energy than I. That's pretty bad. This trio is all lethargic.
Less energy? Does he mean that I'm not as strict as Jihei? I see.
Please, take good care of him. Although he still can't communicate well with others.
Like Jihei said, both he and Jieun were not that close to other people. Jihei is a bit better than Jieun. Sometimes I can't tell whether Jieun has emotions and feelings. I sometimes become surprised by how emotionless he seems, just like a porcelain doll. By the way, Jieun is really different from his peers. Is that how he is naturally? Was Jieun always that quiet?
Young master.
Jihei paused for a moment.
He changed a lot as he grew up.
As he grew up?
He experienced many things that a normal child would never experience.
Things that a normal child would never experience.
And he began to talk less as he became older. He was very expressive when he was young, but...
I couldn't know the details, but it seemed like Jieun had an unhappy childhood. Was that why he was so quiet and machine-like?
I have to get going now.
Okay.
Please, keep the promise about the apples.
Jihei reminded me once again. All right, take care. I smiled and replied, but became very curious. Jieun become aggressive? Is that really true? If it is, I would like to see it at least once.
You could come to regret that thought.
Might have a new scenario to take him to the college. Yes. I like the fresh mountain air, but it's hard to climb up a mountain. I like this place because it's quiet. I can concentrate well here too. Yes, I can see that. Look around. Oh, three whole stamps. Did you draw well today? I'm sleepy. You're always sleepy. Don't know why. And date time again. We'll take him to... Let's go to the park. Yes. The weather is nice. Is that lunch? I feel good, thanks to you. Really? Yes, spending time with you is not bad.
Oh, thanks for the compliment.
I like the fresh air. It was fun. Take me next time as well. Now we're taking him to the art gallery again. Yes. There are many families here. I want to go in. Ah, this is interesting. Yes, I think so too. Yes, it's unique. I like it. Look around. Oh, no stickers. But there's stuff to sell at least. I look forward to your next picture. I'm hungry. I want apples. You always want apples. You want nothing but apples, ever. Oh, another event. Today I came out to the park with Jieun. Even though it's still October, the wind is quite chilly. I bought my sketchbook as well. Since the midterms are over, I might as well draw as much as I want. Jieun sat next to me and looked up at the sky. Amazing. Huh? What's amazing? Nothing is in the sky. I looked up at the sky as well. A cloudless blue autumn sky. Yeah, the sky is usually like this in the autumn. Autumn, sky. Jieun mumbled with a blank expression on his face. It's like Eddie. Like Jihei? Why? Jihei's eyes are perfect blue. One of Jieun's habits is that if there is something he likes, he always relates it with Jihei. Last time he commented that the way the clouds are shaped is pretty, and added that it looked similar to the cotton candy that Jihei had bought for him. If he likes some food, he talks about the food that Jihei cooked for him. If the TV plays music that he likes, he says the music reminds him of Jihei. Jieun always thinks of Jihei when he finds something that he likes. He told me last time that he needs to let go of Jihei. For some reason, I cannot forget what he said. I get reminded of those words whenever I see Jieun. What was Jieun thinking when he said those words? Jieun? Hmm? You know, when you said that you have to let Jihei go... Jieun looked so sad all of a sudden that I stopped talking. Did I mention something unnecessary? Yeah. Jieun looked at me. If you don't want to talk about it, it's okay not to talk. Jieun didn't avoid my gaze. Does he mean that it's okay to talk about it? About letting him go, I don't understand what it means. Are you trying to keep your distance from him? Jieun blinked his eyes. Eddie cannot be happy next to me. Cannot be happy? So I have to let him go. Eddie's eyes seemed sad. Jieun's eyes. Why do you think Jihei cannot be happy next to you? That's... Jieun stopped talking, and he stretched his hands forward on the grass. Jieun picked a dandelion flower. I already ruined Eddie's happiness. What? Jieun ruined Eddie's happiness? What happened in the past? I wanted to ask, but didn't know if I could. Jieun quietly stared at the dandelion. What do you call this? It's called a dandelion. It's pretty, like a cotton ball. Jieun touched the seed head. It's soft. Jieun had a faint smile on his face as if he likes it. It reminds me of Eddie. And Jieun closed his eyes. Is he thinking about Jihei? He looked somewhat sad. Feeling that I shouldn't bother him, I turned to my sketchbook. I moved my pencil across the sketchbook. He said the autumn sky is blue. And the dandelion flower is pretty. He said it reminds him of Jihei. But Jieun said he has to let Jihei go. What went on in the past that made him think that way? Dear. Surprised by Jieun's voice, I turned my head to the side. Jieun was staring at my sketchbook calmly. Deer? I looked at the sketchbook and noticed the lines I drew were forming a shape similar to that of a deer. It does look like a deer. Draw it. Huh? Draw a deer. A deer? Jieun nodded. Do you like deer? There are no deer in my kingdom. Kingdom? So he did come from a society with royalty. A place with no deer. I wonder what kind of a place it is. Have you seen deer before? Only once. You've only seen it once, but you must have liked it, huh? It was a sad-looking animal. Deer? Yes. He thinks deer are sad-looking. I wonder how the world looks in Jieun's eyes. I had the feeling that the world seen through Jieun's eyes must be different from what others see. Jieun, how does the world look in your eyes? I'm curious. Why do his beautiful eyes look so empty? He's such a beautiful person, but why won't he smile? Why did he think that the deer is sad-looking? I wanted to know a little more about Jieun. Do you like any other animals? Jieun closed his mouth. How about animals that you don't like? Cats. I had a feeling, just as I suspected. Jihei does not seem to like them too. Why? Cats are noisy. They always make trouble. And rabbits. Oh, but they're your own kind. You don't like them? Jieun looked at the sky. I hate rabbits. They're calculative and think too much. I want to be an animal without thoughts. I want to be an animal without feelings. What? Animals without thoughts and feelings? But that's not how an animal is. Why is Jieun suddenly saying this? But if you have no thoughts and feelings, you won't know what's happy and what's delicious either. At the same time, you can escape from your sufferings. Sufferings? You escape from the hate, sorrow, as well as responsibility and guilt. Hate and sorrow, responsibility and guilt. What kind of life has Jieun had? What kind of past made Jieun think that he doesn't want to think and feel? To wish that he wouldn't think and feel. That's... right. Come to think of it, I thought of those things as well. I had the same thought before. Jieun, who was looking up at the sky, stole a glance at me. Did you? Yes, I once wished that I would become deaf. Jieun's eyes widened as if he was surprised. Things people said made me confused then. I wondered if my life would become better if I did everything they told me to. Do this a certain way, do that another way. I didn't know if anything they said was helping me in any way. The things Mom and the teachers would say when I was in high school. Keep your grades up, practice your writing skills, do this, do that. They burdened me with set standards and made me feel guilty if I didn't act according to it. So it was suffocating. At that time, I was like a puppet. I'm sorry for telling you such a heavy story. Jieun blinked his eyes. You are amazing. What do you mean? You can still smile despite your sad past. I think it's admirable. You deserve to be praised. I stopped at Jieun's words. Praised? I'm not familiar with being praised. And it's not just coming from anyone else, but from Jieun. My face was getting hot. Jieun suddenly seemed like a mature adult. Jieun, you've got talent to surprise people. Unlike your first impression, you're so mature. The way you think about Jihei, the things you said to me, and now... My candor made Jieun lower his head. I don't know. Is he shy? Though Jieun still had no expression on his face, I felt that he looked very cute at the moment. And I think that's enough for this episode for now. So we'll continue with Jieun's path in the next episode. And I hope to see you in my future videos. I'd be so grateful for any likes, comments, subscriptions, or shares with your friends to show your support. Thank you so much for joining me. I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Dirili signing out. Bye-bye, everybody.